Hi everybody, welcome back, and here we are. Bees are still at it. We're about to feed them. It's been about 3 days now since we had a moldy hive. That was the last video, and so far they seem to be making a tremendous comeback. These aren't obviously all my bees, and I'm open feeding them, which is not recommended, but it's early spring. I really don't have any other way to feed these guys right now other than in the hive, and I don't want the water dripping into their hive. So I'm open feeding them about 100 feet away from my hive, and I'm sure lots of neighborhood bees are eating too, but that's okay with me because I'm not in this for the honey or the money. We're in it for the species and the pollination and to help save the bees. So what we're going to do now is, I got some more sugar water here. I'm going to pull out all my little rocks out of their little chicken feeder. And they're probably pretty upset when you do this. You want to be a little gentle with them, because I've got to tip this upside down. So, here we go. We're on the move. Yeah. Oh, we got a ladybug hanging out up there. Yeah. Got a ladybug hanging out in there. They don't want me wasting any of this stuff. These guys have been drinking. Boy, oh boy, have they been drinking. They've been going through the sugar water like crazy. Now there's a little hole there in the chicken feeder that I have to block with a rock, or they'll climb in this little hole as it runs out. We block that with the rock, and then we gently place all their rocks back in, trying not to drown any of them. And there we go. The bucket's almost empty, and we're going to leave it that way because it's going to rain tonight and tomorrow, and it's supposed to drop a little bit the temperature. So right now we're going to go back there and we're going to check on the hive. I'm going to show you how they're doing in there. I'm going to show you what I've been doing at night to try and help battle the mold. I mean, I didn't save the day. It most certainly wasn't me on my own. It's definitely the bees that are saving the day. But let's go back there and I'll show you how we do it. Hi guys, welcome back. Here we are at the back of the hive here. As you can see, they're going in and out like crazy. So what I've done here, I don't know if you remember, I had a white top on here. I switched to the black top to try and get the heat to, you know, sort of push down into the hive and keep the top really dry and humid free. We've also got a bag of rice in here that I've put inside of here, and it's actually working. The rice is slowly absorbing moisture. It's nice and warm in there right now. I don't want to open that up too much because I don't want to let their heat out. So what I've been doing at night now to trap the heat in, as soon as the sun leaves the black, it starts to cool down. I've got a piece of 1.5 inch insulation here, just some old building material that I was kicking around. I'm just going to throw that on top of there. I like to make sure it overhangs the edges a bit, so if it does rain, the water kind of falls away from the hive. And I've got some cardboard that I'm going to stick on there as well. But for now, we're just going to do this, just to ensure that no critters get in there and the wind doesn't blow away my insulation. I've also got my homemade wine box here that I'll be sticking back up through the edges like this tonight, because they've got these little cracks opening up here and they do need ventilation, but at the same time they don't need water getting in there. So when I do this, that saves the water from getting in there. It just drips right down the cardboard and down to the ground where I want it. Remember, we don't want water inside their hive. Not this time of year anyways. I'm tucking in the wine box. Just like that. That should help keep them dry. There we go. And that's it. That's what they've been doing for the night. So helps keep a little bit of the heat in the top of the hive, so the condensation doesn't happen as that cool, dense air rises up to the top. This is nice and hot up here. It's not going to be able to condense on top onto the cold surfaces. When you get a cold surface, the warm, moist air condenses as it cools. It's going to turn into moisture actually sitting on a surface, and that's what you don't want. That's going to be a breeding ground for mold and bacteria. So these guys have done a great job. I don't know if you can see their little door. It is spotless. They have been polishing away in there. They're doing their jobs. So the inside of the hive, I opened it up the other day and looked. It was really clean inside. Looked really good. I was really happy with it. So hopefully they get through these next few weeks of cold and wet and cold and wet and maybe a little more snow, but we're gonna, fingers crossed, they make it. So far the colony's almost tripled in size from what it was 3 days ago, so she's really putting out the bees, and they're really hatching well. So thank you, Mother Nature. Peace out.